Howdy folks, Sapper here, aka Sean, and we've got another installment of Next War Poland, and this is turn 9, and I have completed through the first strike and supply phase. So before I get going any farther, I just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. If you don't celebrate Christmas and you don't observe the holidays, then just have a good day at doing whatever you're doing. And if you observe a different holiday like Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or Festivus or any of those other things, then have a happy one of those. So, all right now. So we're at turn 9. We just finished the first strike phase. Not much went on this map. So we did do the air and naval phase, and I just want to kind of focus right here. If you notice, there is, in the air superiority box, there are no Russian aircraft. So you have, this is what's available, right? So you have all these guys here, and these are the Belarusians. So if, so you look at the numbers, yeah, you're looking at them upside down, but like take, for example, damn it. All right, so I had a little bit of technical difficulty with my microphone. The cord was brushing some of the pieces on the map. So anyway, so if you look right there, so you've got your 3 numbers, right? So your first number is basically it's your air-to-air rating. Your second number, which is in this case is 0, is your combat support rating. So if you're going to support a ground unit in combat, that could be your possible die roll modifier. So if you see right here on this plane, as long as he makes it through, is not attacked by any kind of air superiority or suppressed by any kind of SAMs, he would add a +2 DRM, or actually a -2 DRM. Well, it depends on who you are. If you're the attacker, it's going to be a -2 DRM. If you're a defending plane, then it's going to add a +2 DRM. So, and then the third number is your strike rating. So if you're going to do some kind of airstrike on something, then that's what number you would roll on the strike chart. So the higher the number, the better. The maximum is 6. So you can see like this B-1 bomber has a really, really good strike rating. It's a 6. They're pretty good in close air support with a 3. And then the 3 in parentheses is only if they get attacked. They're not an offensive unit. So you can see here, like with this French Mirage, it has a 4. So that's pretty good. Going back to the F-15, they have a 5 rating, which is really, really good. So you can see that most of these planes here, in fact, this one's even better. That is the F-22, the Raptor. So that has a really good, and it's a stealth plane too. So it's got really good ratings. And you can see, so if you're going to do air superiority combat, if you're going to send out planes to fight other aircraft, you want that first number to be really high. Planes with the other 2 numbers being 0 are really, really good at doing the air-to-air stuff, and they can't do anything else. So if you look here, and you're going to have to try to read those upside down, but you can see that most of the Russian stuff, their air-to-air ratings are very low. Now these are stacks of 3. So, you know, both of those aircrafts have been reduced. And then we've got 2 5s and 2 3s. So basically, the Russians have, you know, pretty much 6 aircraft that are capable of doing the air superiority missions. I mean, some of these other ones can, like this 334. I think that's an Su-34. It's pretty decent. These 2 Belarusian planes are pretty decent at the air superiority thing. But you can see that the Allies have all those, and then they have, I could have even thrown even more of these. Like all these Typhoons would have been pretty good. So there are plenty of Allied aircraft to throw into the air superiority missions. So you notice they didn't put any Russians in there. So I'm trying to think from a gaming point as well as a real world situation, like if I was Vladimir Putin or the commanding general of the Russian Air Forces, would we want to try to go up against this? I mean, is it, as a nation, would we want to put our aircraft up in the air to fly these missions, knowing that we are at a disadvantage? From a game perspective, every air unit eliminated is 2 victory points. So each time an aircraft gets shot down, that's 2 victory points for the other side. So from a gaming point, do I want to give up 2 victory points per turn? At a minimum, or per plane. So would all these, air combats come out on the Ally side? No. But, I mean, you can see the numbers are definitely not with Russia. So from a game perspective, I don't want to give up those victory points. From a commanding general of the Air Force of Russia, I'm looking at the long-term survivability of Russia. So post-war, all right, post-war in Poland here, what is going to be the status of our military forces? Well, would we be able to defend ourselves after the conclusion of a war in Poland, no matter what the outcome, whether the Russians win or the Allies win? Our viability and our survivability as a nation is going to be at stake because our forces are going to be depleted. And the Air Force is a big factor in modern warfare. I mean, the side that control the airspace is going to, in the majority of cases, are going to win. All right, we always see those cases where, and Vietnam is a perfect example, right? The Vietnamese didn't have air superiority, so they just moved everything underground and fought us to a standstill. So, I mean, you're going to have cases like that, but with a country like Russia, I don't think that would be a viable option. So I took it very conservative with the Russians on this turn. I decided to not put any aircraft in the air superiority mission because I don't want to lose them. That doesn't mean that these units here that are good at close air support or strikes are necessarily going to get shot down every time they try to fly a strike mission or they try to fly a combat support mission, because you still have to detect them in the air. So they're literally rolling the dice every time they go up in the air and try to do something. So anyway, that's kind of the situation with the air. I'll kind of let you look at the tracking chart. You can see here, I had to write it down. The Russians are currently at 131 victory points. The Allies are currently at 46, and there's a differential of 45. So if the game were to end right now, it would be I want to say it's going to be, I have to look. I thought I had it memorized, but it is going to be a marginal victory for the Russians at this moment. So basically they're losing ground, and they have been slowly over time. So anyway, we'll move over to the other display and I'll kind of show you what happened over there.